Well, we got the Bronco back in pieces and parts again, and I figured we're about 2 months out or so of getting this thing done up. But Keifer called me the other day, and they're trying to do a video for an up-and-coming song they've got, and he was asking if I could have this thing done in 3 weeks. Well, that changes everything. I think I can get this thing done in 3 weeks, but we're going to have to make some changes. Now, when I say make a change, I don't mean the change in the quality of the product. We've still got to maintain a high quality in everything we do. We just have to change our workflow. So the first thing we did was immediately get these wheels off, get those taken off the rims, get them stripped, get sand them with 320, and get them pickled. Now, in the back here, we're working on the roll bar. So let's run back here to the back. Now in the back here, we went ahead and put the heater box together. Jeff cleaned that up real nice, put a new heater core in it. He tested out the fan motor for it so that we make sure that fan works, because that's got to go in pretty soon. The roll bar as well, we had to sand it down, get it pickled, get it ready to go to the powder coat shop, because the powder coat shop's going to be a little bit in getting this worked in and getting this done, and we've got to have it there, done, and back in time to get this thing finished in 3 weeks. The biggest problem we're going to have is the upholstery, but I'll show you a little more on that in a minute. Now, I have a lot of requests about pickling. I'm constantly getting comments about what is pickling. This metal, as soon as Jeff sanded this metal down to the atmosphere and it's exposed to the atmosphere, the humidity today is about 40%. So that 40% of moisture in the air is getting into this metal right here. Where I just touched it, I just contaminated it with my hand. When we go in there and do the pickling process on this, it completely eliminates all that oxidation. So we'll pickle this with gloves on. This will not be touched again. Then when the powder coat goes on this, it will stick. But if you leave my handprint on there, it's going to oxidize, and then you're going to get a blister right there where my hand was. So that pickling is really a good insurance. You just have to remember, if you put down pickle, it is an etcher, and you can't put an etch primer on top of it. You get too much acid, but it always works well. Now let me show you back here what we got to do to the dash. Now back here on the dash, where somebody had installed the roll bar, they made it where this door wouldn't open properly, so somebody else came along and they just cut the end of this off and re-welded on there, and it was horrible. So I went in here and I put me a little piece of round stock inside here, rolled that lip back down to make this edge look the same. I added another piece of metal back in here and fill it, and then this glove box will work, and he'll be able to use it. And I'll buy a new box for the inside of it and then modify it to work as well. So that'll be a real nice fit. Then I'm going to go ahead and do all the modifications I got to do to this dash. We're going to add a flash drive adapter right here, and we're going to use a retro sound radio. So the rest of it's pretty much going to stay the same. So I'm going to sand all this down, paint all this the green. Then over here on the dash, over here on this table, you can see all my wiring, which I've got to graft into the wiring that I've already started up there. So let's go back up front, but on the way front, I'm going to stop the paint booth and show you the seats. Now this is going to be the most time consuming part, because my interior guy's got to make these covers, and we're talking about 3 weeks, and these ain't even to him yet. I've got to get them to him, get them in this lineup, then he's got to fabricate these seat covers and the cushions and make these look nice. But while I've done all that, before I put all these seats out, I completely fit all this interior to Keifer. I fit his shifters. I've had to put every piece in there, roll bar and all, then fit the shifters to him. I've had to fit the seat belts down to where they'll fit him and do all that stuff, and now I can pull it all back out and send it out. While I was doing that, I've designed a killer radio system for it. So we're getting that from Crutchfield, and we're going to put in a full kicker speaker system. I'm going to put a 10-inch sub under this seat. I'm going to raise this seat up, aim it down towards the floor a little bit, have it about 1 inch off the floor. Then I'm going to have 6x9s in the back. I'm going to have about I think it's about 400-watt amplifier. So the stereo ought to really kick. So today, that's what's happening. These seats are going to the interior shop, and we're going to try to sweet talk him into getting these done. Now, like I said in the booth there, we've had to put all this interior in, take all of our measurements. Now, I've bent this shifter over, I've bent this one, I've bent that one. I actually fabricated pretty much most of that to make that fit and be real comfortable to him. This other shifter used to come way over here, so that's all gone now. Fabricated with these little supports, which I'll probably powder coat these black as well. This is going to hold his windshield to his roll cage and hold it securely so it ain't flopping like that, especially with that soft top on here. And it'll be adjustable, so I can adjust this windshield right down to this top window sill, and that'll be really nice and tight. Now let's see, we got his wiper stuff all in place. Then up front here, let me show you a little bit about the wiring we got going on up here. I'm having to integrate in his winch and then the new 100 amp GM alternator and his new high power headlights he's got. He's got the new halogen headlights in here, and I've had to put in fuses and relays for it because they pull so much power. Then I've built a really nice ground system to re-ground all of his truck inside out, motor, and tie all that together. So then I'll go back there and get the wiring harness that I've got in the back, and I'm going to integrate it in to get into that wiring harness, and he'll have a really nice electronic system. Now, even over here on this intake, there was no grill for this intake. So I was at the store the other day and I saw a non-stick barbecue grill cover. It was absolutely perfect. This thing's already powder coated. I just did a little bit of trim on it. I'll make it fasten in there, and nice looking grill right there. So it's going to be a tall order to have this done in 3 weeks. But I really think we can do this if we stay focused, but we just can't lose quality. So I've got to make a quality part in 3 weeks. So let's get at this thing and see what we can do.